Perkins. Perkins wants to get it going fast, and he does. Hits a three right off the bat. Corey Perkins gets the Hornets on the board very quickly. Not even 30 seconds into the game, they're up 3-0. Now it's Nenda Tark working inside. Nice, easy layup. Nobody's stopping him. Justin Steers took a pass and went through the lane. 3-2 game. Perkins now with the ball out near center court on the right side. Brings it over toward the middle to Jevin Munoz. To Robinson. Bounce pass as Munoz came from the right side to the left side along the baseline. He'll pass it out to Robinson. 6 seconds on the shot clock. The Hornets tried to bounce it inside to Somerville, and Coppin State took it away. Tark playing catch here with Sam Sessoms. To Mike Hood. And back to Steers. Now the ball left on the floor, picked up by Robinson for Delaware State. Fast break. Robinson, easy layup off the glass. Didn't get excited, didn't do anything special, just took it in and got the layup like it was practice. Hornets back in front by 3 here, 5-2 as Justin Steers works to the right side for the Eagles. Gives it off to Greg Spurlock. Spurlock driving left side of the lane, puts it up off a left-handed shot, and it's good. 5-4 now. Hornets back in front, or stay in front, but only by a point. Perkins now moving people around as he brings the offense down court to Robinson, left side, back to Perkins on the right. And in front of the Coppin State bench, it's Munoz. They'll work it all the way around to the left side to Cameron Stitt. Stitt goes inside Somerville on the baseline, trying to back into the paint. Between defenders, gets the dunk. Boy, has that redshirt sophomore started to really improve his inside game, knowing he can be dominant. Mike Hood shooting for 3, off the mark. Wide right, and it comes down to Delaware State. Robinson left side, off the pass by Perkins, gets it into Stitt in the middle. He'll give it to Perkins. Now go cross court, right side. Munoz steps inside the arc, puts up a jumper. He got it. 9-4 lead for Delaware State here as we are 3 minutes into the game, 17 minutes left in the first half. Going around traffic, Sam Sessoms, and we have a whistle, and this will be a foul, the first of the game. Corey Perkins. First foul of the game, first personal, first team foul. You only get one first. With 20 seconds back on the shot clock, long pass in near center court. Mike Hood pulls it in. The redshirt senior in Kansas City, Missouri, working with the ball, sends it right side now to Spurlock. Spurlock back to Hood, top of the key, left side Spurlock. Go inside to Tark. Tark sends it back out Spurlock. Now it's Hood again with 1 second on the shot clock. Puts it up, it bangs off the front of the rim. Down to Munoz for Delaware State. Hornets up 9-4, feed inside underneath Cameron Stitt. Perfectly executed, huh? (11-4), 16-15 left in the first half. They get it to Justin Steers. He drives inside and the whistle blows. It's going to be Corey Perkins called for his second foul. Whoops, Martez Robinson, number 3, gets it as he reached in as Hood tried to work inside. And we've had some players fouling out in recent games. Now Munoz comes in from behind as Tark goes up for a layup. And it's not going to be Munoz, it's going to be Somerville. He fouled out on Saturday with about 5 minutes left in the game against Morgan State, and they really could have used him in those last 5 minutes as the Hornets dropped that contest to the Bears by 5. Nenda Tark hitting the first shot from the line. And he'll shoot a second here. Tark setting up, getting both to go to make it 11-6. And Corey Perkins will bring it down to the left side. To Munoz in the middle. And over to Robinson right side in front of the Eagles bench. Somerville, top of the key now, getting it back to Perkins. Perkins over to Somerville. Jumper from inside the arc. It's off the rim. And it's down to Sessoms for Coppin State. Sessoms, one of the leading players in the country in many categories, leading most categories in the MEAC. And he got a nice reverse layup off the backboard. 11-8. He's going to get his points no matter what you do. And Munoz works inside, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, bounces it out to Robinson. And then we're going to have a charge called against Delaware State. Contact away from the ball inside. Yeah, Somerville getting his second. And that's a problem for him when he gets into early foul trouble. Media timeout here with 15 minutes, 16 seconds still to go in the first half. It's Delaware State 11, Coppin State 8. Putting the U in HBCU, we are HSRN. Coppin State bringing the ball down court. Down by 3 now, trying to even things up here. Delaware State came out hot, but have missed recent shots. Mike Hood, left side, sends it across to the right to Sam Sessoms. Mr. Everything on this team. Back to Hood, left side for 3, bounces off the rim. Munoz trying on the baseline for the loose ball, couldn't control it as he had to try to fight off Justin Winston. So Coppin State will get 20 seconds on the shot clock and another opportunity here. Sessoms inbounds it to Hood, right side to Winston. Now they give it off on the right side to Cameron Blue. Ball loose, saved from going out of bounds by Tark, but he threw it in right to Corey Perkins. Perkins goes in for a layup and gets fouled. And it looks like Perkins favoring the right hand as he got smacked pretty hard on it as he went in there. Maybe the smallest guy on the court right now at 6'2". And I got to check and see if they even list a weight for him. 6'2", 185. Yeah, if that uniform's wet. That's going to be him at 185. Missing the first shot. Yeah, 6'2". Yeah. Carries a lot of it in muscle, can tell you that. He makes the second shot go and makes it a 12-8 lead for Delaware State. I'll tell you, he's not afraid to go mix it up with the big guys inside either. Mike Hood now over to Sam Sessoms. Sessoms left side to Blue. Blue takes it into Tark. Tark almost lost it, managed to push it out to Hood. Now they'll work it out. Sessoms, right side of the lane. Loose ball. Hornets get it as they got the hands up and played defense, and Coppin State got kind of tied up inside there. Stitt inside. Kyle Johnson underneath. His shot way off the mark. Got it up too high on the glass, and it came out to Coppin State. Sessoms now gets out to Winston. Winston drops a three and makes it a 12-11 game. Now, he didn't play against the Hornets back on January 30th in Baltimore, so he's getting his opportunity here tonight against Delaware State in a game important to both teams. And we got a couple players tied up. They're good as they help each other off the floor. It was incidental, accidental contact. Hornets will have the ball. They'll call a foul on Cameron Blue in that contact with Martez Robinson. Now, Nenda Tark will go to the bench for the Eagles. Delaware State inbounding it to Corey Perkins. Justin Steers back into the game for Coppin State. And a nice move along the baseline. Martez Robinson showing why Stan Waterman thinks that Martez Robinson right now might be the best player in the MEAC. And he said that in a post-game interview last week. That's quite a statement from a coach. And he even specifically said Sam Sessoms or anybody else you want to mention. So right there, Mike Hood showed up with a three-point shot to put the game into a tie at 14. Definitely MEAC, all MEAC first team. No doubt about it. Munoz to Stitt. Stitt in the middle. Top of the key, right side, Robinson back over to Munoz. Munoz making a move inside. He'll clear it out. Corey Perkins, he'll try again with the big guys. And an easy, just toss it up in the air and watch it fall into the basket. The sophomore, Coach Waterman knew what he was about. He played for Waterman at Sanford, as everybody knows, but he has really brought his game up. Has to, between Waterman and his assistant coach, his father, Shaheed Perkins. Delaware State losing the ball down in the paint to Coppin State. With a 2-point lead, the Hornets in front, and the whistle blows to stop play, and don't know why they stopped. The official on the far side by the scorer's table, pointing over here on this side. Coppin State will inbound the ball from the back court now. Hood bounces it into Sam Sessoms. Don't know what that whistle was about. They'll take it down in the left corner to Justin Winston. He clears it on out to Justin Steers. Steers puts it up. It misses. And Stitt goes up and reaches out and an arm, and it looked like Inspector Gadget on that. It looked like that arm grew. Martez Robinson takes a pass, steps into the foul circle, puts up a shot. It bounced off the back of the backboard. Hornets could not control it. It went out of bounds, and it will be Eagles ball when we come back. 11:23 left in the first half. Hornets ahead by 2, 16-14. Putting the U in HBCU. We are HSRN.
Why choose Del One? Del One is rooted in Delaware and here to cover you through your financial journey. From your first account, auto loan, or rewards credit card, buying a home or starting a business, investing, planning for retirement, and then enjoying it. Get what you need when you need it, Del One has you covered. Choose Del One, and let's grow together. Why choose Del One? Del One is rooted in Delaware and here to cover you through your financial journey. From your first account, auto loan, or rewards credit card, buying a home or starting a business, investing, planning for retirement, and then enjoying it. Get what you need when you need it. Del One has you covered. Choose Del One, and let's grow together.
And he just put Coppin State ahead for the first time, 17-16. His second. Hood has them both for Coppin State. Cameron Stitt, left side, clears it out to Robinson. Now they'll work it all the way around to Munoz on the right to Corey Perkins. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Robinson, left side. Goes down toward the corner, sends it out to Kyle Johnson. Johnson trying to go into the paint, lost the handle, got it back. Turnaround jumper, puts it up to the Hornets back in front, 18-17. He got himself in a bit of foul trouble on Saturday as well. He gets a little aggressive in there sometimes. And then DeTark goes for the basket. And see if they count the basket. Cameron Stitt didn't win. Okay, then they can't count it, can they? Cameron Stitt is called for the personal foul. It is his first. And it will send Nenda Tark for the line for the Eagles. The redshirt sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland. 8th in the conference in scoring. Yes, and he was one of those all-conference guys. Okoye Parker, Kyrie Staten come in, Robinson and Munoz out for Delaware State. And Tark at the line. 53.6% from the line this season. He had a good season last year, but it's been tough for him this year as he missed that shot. Still managed to get 7 points against the Hornets over in Baltimore. Now Delaware State's Okoye Parker, who can light it up as soon as he comes into a game. Gets it off to Stitt at the top of the key. Hornets trying to take it inside. Perkins had to fight off the defender, Justin Steers, with a great move, hooked it around and in. Perkins takes the Hornets back in front by 3, 20-17. Now Munoz comes back in for Delaware State. Somerville takes a breather. Robinson still on the bench. He doesn't take many minutes off though. Steers trying to work around Kyle Johnson. Got tied up and the ball got loose. Good job by Johnson. Back to Kyrie State and tried to get it to Parker down in the corner. The ball knocked out of bounds by Coppin State. Nope, off of Delaware State, and it will be Eagles ball. 9 minutes, 33 seconds on the clock left in the first half. You just have a feeling this is going to be a tight contest. And they did not have a high percentage over in Baltimore back at the end of January. Lob pass, tried to get it into Kyle Johnson, just off on the timing. Johnson jumped a little bit too early, and by the time the ball got in his area, he just could not reach up high enough to pull it in. Out of bounds, Eagles ball. Justin Wilson passes it over to Tark, now into the middle to Sessoms. Sessoms, bounce pass, nice, into Winston. Winston puts it up and gets another basket. 5 points for him, makes it 20-19. Hornets still in front by a point. Perkins now out at center court, works to the right side. Now going around people and over to Parker, clear it out to Johnson. Now Staten steps into the foul circle. His shot just off the mark on the right, off the rim. Down to Winston, the 6'8" senior, working the boards right now with Somerville out of the game. Ball got loose, a follow-up by Sessoms. He put it up, it went off the back of the rim, and then the ball touched last by Coppin State as it went out of bounds. Hornets will have the ball. 8:28 left on the clock. Now Corey Perkins. Munoz in front of the Eagles bench on the right side. Gives it off to Kyle Johnson. Back to Munoz as he works around defenders into the paint. Tried to get Staten coming across the baseline, and the pass never came up. It looked like it was deflected a little bit by the Eagles. Staten couldn't control it. Out of bounds, turnover. Martez Robinson back in for the Hornets. Perkins gets a chance to catch his breath now. Coach Stan Waterman very aware of where we are in the season and the fact that these guys can get tired very easily. So he's going to use his bench to the best advantage he can. There's a jumper by Winston, missing. Munoz rebound for the Hornets. Still leading by a point. Munoz leaves it off for Robinson. Robinson inside the arc out to Parker. Clay Parker wide left, off the glass, came down to Winston. Now it's Tark driving to the basket, and Tark manages to slip Coppin State back into the lead again, 21-20. Munoz wants three. Off the back of the rim, comes down to Hood for Coppin State. Cross court to Sessoms on the left side. Now he'll try to drive in, but has to pull back as Munoz closed the door on him. Over on the right side, it's Hood setting up outside the arc, and another three-pointer for Hood. Coppin State pulling in front here now by 4, 24-20, 6:40 left in the half. They get it out to Parker at the top of the key. He looks inside, steps inside the arc on the left side, hits it off the rim. It was just about an inch off the mark from going in. Winston grabbed the rebound and gave it off to Sessoms. Sessoms drives in, and then a nice no-look pass down in the corner to Spurlock. His shot for three missing. Hornets get the rebound. Some contact there. Parker, he found it, found his range and dropped the three. There could have been a foul called offensively there. Martez Robinson used an elbow to get some separation as he came down court. Another three-point attempt here by Hood, missing this time, so Coppin State still up by 1, 24-23. Robinson down to Munoz, right side. They bring it out to Robinson. Parker again wants three. This one off the back of the rim. It's Winston on the rebound for the Eagles. Sessoms driving through, going past Munoz, off the glass and good. 26-23, Robinson's pass down to Staten on the left side, broken up by Spurlock, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be off of Staten. Eagles ball when we come back from the timeout. 5:17 still to go here in the first half. 3-point game here right now. Coppin State up 26-23 over Delaware State, putting the U in HBCU. We are HSRN.
Taste the uniqueness of our first-generation German bakery in Delhi. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi in Dover. Authentic, original creations are made fresh from scratch every day. Enjoy one of our great pastries and signature cakes. Don't forget to bring home our house-made breads, Bavarian rye, sourdough, and fresh sandwich rolls. At our deli, choose from 14 different breads. You deserve only the best. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi in Dover.
That could have an impact on number 1 and number 3 spots in the MEAC if the Eagles of North Carolina Central can hold on. Shot for 3, missed by Tark, off the rim, comes out to Robinson for Delaware State. Hornets down by 3 right now. Martez Robinson looking inside, goes left side now. We're gonna have to check out who that is wearing 32. Yes, for Delaware State. We don't have anybody on the roster. Hornets missing the shot off the rim, comes out to Coppin State. Is it Cameron Stitt wearing 32 instead of 20? And a loose ball grabbed by Martez Robinson. Looks back and sees he has the easy layup. He doesn't have to hurry it. Okay. All right. He usually is wearing number 20. Don't know why the change in uniform numbers. Okay. I knew I saw him wearing 20 before, or had hallucinated that he was. His shot for 3 is good for Mike Hood, and he is just dropping threes all over the place tonight. "12 points for him in the game, yes. Everything off of threes, and Hornets losing the ball out of bounds. 3:53 still to play in this game, and we have our final media timeout of this first half. Eagles have extended the lead now, 29-25 over Delaware State, a 4-point difference, putting the U in HBCU. We're HSRN. Yes? Well, I think the 8-minute one was late. Very late. I believe it will be, yes. For all of your automotive needs, you can trust the Duck. That's Fred Drake Automotive, 302-378-4877. Cush College, a proud supporter of HBCU sports. Find them on the web, cushcollege.com. We come down to the 3 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the first half.
Three-point field goal, Cameron Blue.
Cameron Blue just dropped a 3 to make it a 7-point lead for the Eagles, 32-25 on Delaware State. Perkins back into the game for the Hornets, right side to Munoz. Munoz, 6 seconds on the shot clock, tried to bounce pass inside to Johnson, and it was stolen away by Tark. Coppin State playing tight defense. Hornets having a hard time passing the ball inside, not hitting from outside right now. Sessoms holds the ball, gives it off to Tark. Tark goes left side, looking for some help here as Stitt causing some problems for him. Now Tark tied up, but still goes over top of Cameron Stitt and gets the basket. 34-25 now. 9-point lead for Coppin State. Baseline jumper by Perkins, way too strong. That went about 4 feet past the basket when it finally landed. And then the Tark bounces it to Justin Steers. Steers top of the key. He'll give it off. And Steers leaning on Martez Robinson. We have a charge. Robinson set up beautifully, and Tark ran right into him. First foul for Nenda Tark. That's the 3rd team foul for Coppin State. And Martez Robinson took that one and was happy to take one for the team. Perkins past center court, works to the right side for Delaware State. Looks inside now, over to Robinson. Robinson had it slapped away from behind, but contact made by Greg Spurlock. He'll get his first foul. Now that's the 4th team foul. They'll put 20 seconds on the shot clock for Delaware State with 1:58 to go here in this first 20 of 40 this evening. They are. Winning does that for you, or an exciting team at least. And we've seen the crowd reaction to Delaware State. Corey Perkins, left side to Munoz. 6 seconds on the shot clock. They tie him up, loose ball. Perkins grabs it, bounce pass inside. Johnson went for the shot. As he went up, the ball stripped away from him. It went out of bounds, and the Hornets violate the shot clock again. Eagles ball, 1:38 still to go in the first half. Sam Sessoms right now has, and for the last minute or so, has been doing a lot of talking to the officials. And the last conversation ended up with the official just shaking his head and walking away from him. Yeah, that doesn't hurt you. And if he keeps it up, it can work against him too. Those officials can get annoyed with that. Sessoms. Yeah, oh, a nice pass behind his back inside to Justin Steers. Steers sends it outside. Now they'll go back inside to Steers. His layup attempt is blocked from behind Cameron Stitt, but they're going to make, it's going to be a foul on Stitt. They're going to say he made contact. That'll be number 2 on him. The 6th team foul. If you think you can't qualify for a mortgage, please think again. There are ways to get it, and America's Mortgage coach John Millett can help you with that process. Give him a call at 1-866-409-9000. That's 1-866-409-9000. Justin Steers at the line to shoot 2 for the Eagles. First one is right in, no problem. Steers now with 3 points in the game, but that just made it a 10-point game. Okoye Parker coming in for the last minute and 13 here of the first half. Justin Steers back at the line to shoot the second. That one hit off the front of the rim, jumped back, and went in as well. So it's an 11-point lead, 36-25. Hornets kind of stunned here in the second half of this first half as they held a good lead to start the game. Here's Stitt from top of the key. His three-point shot was off to the left, and Blue grabbed the loose ball. Driving inside, Sessoms, he draws the foul. Corey Perkins, that'll be his second, but it's the 7th team foul. Coppin State in the bonus here. Coppin State on a 10-point run on Delaware State right now, and Sam Sessoms at the line can make it worse. Somebody's got to try to stop the bleeding. He had 23 against Delaware State when they played back at the end of January. When they played Loyola, Maryland back on December 3rd, Sessoms put up 35. Missed the second. How about that? He missed the second. Tied for third in the conference in free throw percentage, 82%. 50-50 on that trip to the line. Here's Martez Robinson now. Robinson wanted to go for 3. They came out, got in his face. He'll cross court to Okoye Parker. Parker gets the 3. (37-28), 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Oh yeah, they needed to stop the bleeding there. Sessoms with 4 seconds left in the half gets it off to Cameron Blue. His shot misses, and that will end the first half here in Dover with Coppin State up by 9, 37-28. We know Stan Waterman's got to make some adjustments at halftime. How do you make an adjustment, though, that makes people hit shots that they've been missing tonight, shots they normally would make? Back to the studio here for halftime. Coppin State leading 37-28 over Delaware State, putting the U in HBCU. We are HSRN.
What is going on, you guys? I'm your host, Stefan, and welcome to Halftime, the best show in between the show. Now, this episode, I'm seated with Asia Jones. You may know her as Miss Women's Senate, but I know her as my friend. And today, you'll get to know her too. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really grateful to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know you're from Louisiana. What was life like for a young Asia Jones?
Life was fun. I spent a lot of time around my family. If I wasn't at my cousin's house, they were at my house, like, you know, and things like that. We were at the aunts and uncle's house, you know, and then, so Louisiana is just a big welcoming area. So with me not having, maybe if I wasn't with my family, I was with my, you know, distant family, like, you know, the
Right.
aunts and uncles that you get from down the street, your mom's best friend, you know, those became
Right.
like my, you know, aunts and uncles in life. And, you know, I just had a lot of fun. I just would say life was fun.
How would you say life is different down south compared to up here?
It was really a big culture shock. Before I came to Delaware, I moved to Virginia, and it was a lot. Like, you know, in Louisiana, everybody knows each other. One, the food is like a lot better.
Yum.
And it was just a really big culture shock. And then when I got to Virginia, it wasn't that bad because there were a lot of restaurants that tried to adapt, you know, like Creole food and things like that. So I still had opportunities for the food, and my dad cooked a lot. So, you know, he's making dishes that I ate growing up. But when I came to Delaware, it was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? The people are kind of rude. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. And I grew up like with the Southern hospitality mindset, like be polite to everyone. You say no ma'am, no sir, yes ma'am, yes sir. And so coming here, and then like I go in classes and people are like, huh, to professors. And I just be like, if my mom was here, like, this is insane.
Right. So what brought you to DSU?
Like I said before, for my high school years, I moved to Alexandria, Virginia. While I was there, I took up culinary in high school. Ooh. So when looking up, you know, the schools that I wanted to go to for college, I wanted to go to an HBCU, but I knew that I wanted to still pursue the culinary field. And sadly, if you know me, you know that that's no longer my field of, you know, expertise, and it's something that I do as a hobby and less of a career. But when I came here, I came for the hospitality and tourism management department. So that is what led me here. And just to know that it was an HBCU that was going to cater to the needs that I needed was perfect for me.
Awesome, awesome. So what sparked your interest in student leadership?
Honestly, I've always been a natural born leader. Like, if you talk to my mom, she would tell you, like, I was always leading the pack when it came to my family, even though I was always like the middle cousin. I was never the oldest. I had a bunch of older cousins, but I still always led the pack. And then when I got here, I just saw like the impact that you can have with student leadership, whether you have a title or not. You can do things that leave an impact on one person, two people, a group of people. And that was something that I know I wanted to do before I left here. So
there's other orgs on campus, you know, things like Give, Elite, there's SGA too. What made you pick Women's Senate specifically? Women's Senate, just because I know when it comes to my end goal post-grad, I want to start a nonprofit organization catered to young Black women. So that was really it. I knew I wanted to have that knowledge of what it's like to kind of push for the female, push the female agenda. So when I was talking to my mentor, Ashley Davis, she actually was like, yeah, you should look into trying to do something with Women's Senate. So yeah, from there, once she told me that, I started connecting with people that had held the positions, like Rita Williams, she was the president last year, and Jordan Watson was Miss last year, who is now the current president. So just connecting with them and kind of getting a feel for it. After that, it was just like all up from there. That's so cool. I love Ashley. Really, really, really awesome person. Now, we are just getting into it, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Halftime.
Why choose Del One? Del One is rooted in Delaware and here to cover you through your financial journey. From your first account, auto loan, or rewards credit card, buying a home or starting a business, investing, planning for retirement, and then enjoying it. Get what you need when you need it. Del One has you covered. Choose Del One, and let's grow together.
Taste the uniqueness of our first-generation German bakery in Delhi. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi and Dover. Authentic, original creations are made fresh from scratch every day. Enjoy one of our great pastries and signature cakes. Don't forget to bring home our house-made breads, Bavarian rye, sourdough, and fresh sandwich rolls. At our deli, choose from 14 different breads. You deserve only the best. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi and Dover.
Welcome back to halftime, y'all. Let's get back into it. So what was the process of becoming Miss Women's Senate like?
The process is a little different every year. It depends on the executive board. For me, I had connected with people that were in the executive board, and I let them know that I had interest in serving as Miss Women's Senate for the year. So once they had fully gotten the 5 people that were going to serve on the Women's Senate executive board, they talked it over, and it was just up to them to whether they thought I was the right fit. So once they, all agreed cohesively and said that they wanted me to be it, it was like I just hopped right on in.
How did it feel when you won?
It was great. Like it was great because I had gone through a lot of things with student leadership and kind of feeling a little down. So it kind of pushed me to get back up there.
What types of things have you done with your platform so far?
So I have pushed a few community service initiatives, Home Away from Home being the most heartfelt to me. I pushed a community service initiative that allowed us to send someone home for the holidays, someone
awesome.
that can't, everybody doesn't live 2-3 hours away, can't take a drive. And, a plane ticket is a lot of money. So we raised money through a bake sale, and we raised about $500 to send somebody home. We sent somebody all the way to California. So that was like the most amazing thing that I've done this year. And my next initiative will be Sister Soldier. We're going to put together care packages for women overseas.
That's amazing. I love that so much. That's so cool. What inspired you guys to start something like that? I mean, that is so cool, the thought of even being able to send someone home for the holidays. What inspired you guys to want to do something like that? Well,
just my personal experience, honestly. I had went 2 years without going home before I was able to get back to Louisiana. And gratefully, my supervisor slash mentor, Ms. Danielle Craig, was the one that graciously bought my ticket home. But if not, I wouldn't have been able to go home. So I just knew that I wanted to give somebody else that feeling of, oh my gosh, I can finally see my family, I can embrace them. It's been a long journey. College is not easy. You don't know what mental trials and tribulations somebody is going through. So just to know that I was able to give somebody what I was given, just to pay it forward, was amazing for me.
Where would you say is the coolest place being Miss Women's Senate has taken you so far?
Actually, it would have been the first Empower conference hosted by the Office of Urella. I was able to facilitate a session and be a part of a student panel. So that would be the coolest. I was able to use that platform to speak, do my first public speaking, endeavor, and it really pushed me. If you know me personally, I have really bad anxiety, so that was something that I had worked on and pushed myself to do because I know it's something that I want to do post-graduation. So that was the first step towards making it real.
That's really cool, and I am really proud of you.
Thank you.
What does it mean to you to be Miss Women's Senate?
It means to me to push the narrative and change the agenda for females, not just on campus, but in the area, in the HBCU community. I haven't been able to do much outreach, with other HBCUs, but I've connected with Miss Delaware State University and some other campus queens who, hear me and they understand what I'm trying to do. So just being able to connect with them on that level has allowed me to push that narrative that I'm trying to change in that agenda. So I'm able to push for my nonprofit. I'm able to push for the projects that I want to do. I'm able to collaborate with the people that I want to collaborate with. So it's just been like a whirlwind.
I know you and Miss DSU have a book club together, a Queen's Archive. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
So actually it came about over Christmas break, I want to say, or Thanksgiving break. She had went home and she had talked about her love for Barnes & Noble. And I was like, oh my gosh, me too. And I was like, I know a lot of people are about to have the New Year's resolution of wanting to read books more. And we were like, we should start a book club, but not just like any book club. We read books about Black women, about the story, about just things that they go through, or just the Black, how do I say this? The Black story or the Black narrative in general. We're trying to push that instead of reading books that you would read in class that get a little boring. We want to read something that will push importance into the young ladies that join our book clubs. Right now, we're reading More Than Enough. And it has been so great to see that, to see the conversations that we have are amazing. And the book is great itself. It was actually very accidental, the book that we chose, but it's been amazing so far.
What does it feel like to represent the young women of Delaware State University?
It feels good. If you know me, I go by a quote of, I speak for the ones that don't speak up for themselves. So just being that representation is important to me, because actually the real female representation at large is Miss Delaware State University, Braylon Page. So she does a great job at doing what she, like, you know, what she's called to do and what she's been elected to do. But for me, it's, you know, being that voice of the people that aren't heard, being the voice of the people that, you know, may not have that easy access to her or be able to speak, you know, well, you know, so
Right.
I just take it, I take it very seriously, and I push forward every day trying to do my best.
That is really cool, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Truly could not imagine a better woman to be in the position.
Thank you.
You do so many cool things every day, and I'm just so happy that you have this platform where you can share your love of life with other people.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you so much for coming out and sitting in my chair. It's been awesome interviewing you and getting to know a little bit more about you.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I'm your host, Stefan, and this has been Halftime.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodell Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
I'm Trina Turner. I am a registered nurse here at Bay Health. I've been a nurse for 29 years, but I am been here at Bay Health for 11 years, and I am currently a nurse navigator working in oncology department. The advice I would give to young African Americans that are trying to get into healthcare is that representation is very important. And if you love your community and you love what you do, it's very important for them to see you and see themselves in you. That was one of the reasons why I became a nurse. My mother was a nurse for 45 years, and I saw how she advocated and cared for everyone, and that was something I wanted to do. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, younger generations of nurses know that anything is possible, and it's important to just keep giving back to the community, and it's important that we are seen and heard.
Calling all Hornets fans. Be sure to follow Bay Health on social media. Find us on Facebook at Bay Health, on Twitter at Bay Health DE, on Instagram at Bay Health. You can find us on TikTok and on LinkedIn. Bay Health. We're here for our Hornets.
Working to the right side for the Eagles. Sessoms was held to 5 points in the first half by Delaware State. Driving along the baseline, Spurlock with a basket to start it off for the Eagles and making it an 11-point lead. And left Spurlock have a lane through the baseline. There's a jumper from inside the foul circle. Ray Somerville, they've got to keep him in the game. He went out early with foul trouble and then sat for a while. Shot from down in the corner by Hood, missing, so he didn't get that three. Robinson rebounds for the Hornets. Stitt down in the corner to Perkins. Perkins drives through, gets it off to Somerville. Short jumper missing, tips the ball out, but it gets to Sam Sessoms. Sessoms goes down the right side and pulls up. Over in the middle now to Tark. Tark goes in for the shot. Slapped out of his hands by Cameron Stitt. Out of bounds. Eagles ball. Not with some of the players that Coppin State has. Justin Steers now, top of the key. Left side to Spurlock. Back over to Tark. And now to Hood on the right. They'll work it around the outside perimeter. Sessoms now taking it up. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shot for three. Hit left of the backboard. Came down to Delaware State. Made it work in the first half, though, because they went 6 of 14 from outside. And Somerville going for the layup. They get tangled up. Somerville comes up looking for Justin Steers, who made the contact. Thought it was a little bit tough or a little bit hard.
Eagle foul number 1, Justin Steers.
Justin Steers, that's his first foul. Raymond Somerville. As a result, will go to the line for Delaware State. Here's the difference in three-point shooting. Coppin State in the first half, 18 points came from three-point shots. Delaware State came up with 9 points from three-point shots. What was the difference at the half? 9 points.
Shooting 2, Raymond Somerville.
And hit. Somerville makes it 1 for 3 on the evening for the Hornets from the line. Nope. Nope. Goes 1 for 2 this time. 5 points for Ray Somerville now makes it 39-31. Hornets have cut the deficit to 8 points here. 18 minutes, 5 seconds left in regulation time. Sessoms right side, looks inside, goes forward a bit, now up toward the baseline. They'll double up on him. They'll tie him up. Jump ball should go to the Hornets, and it will. Robinson and Stitt combine to tie up Sam Sessoms and create the jump ball. Sessoms tossed the ball out of bounds after that, and they got him for delay of game. Now that doesn't count as a foul, but it is marked against Sessoms. You end up with a technical. Parker now, baseline, sends it out to Somerville. Back over to Parker in the corner by himself. Off the rim, wouldn't go, comes down to Sessoms. Sessoms fast break. Rolls inside and loses the ball as he goes for the layup. Knocked away by Delaware State. It will be Eagles ball as Sessoms on the fast break. Everybody transitioned very well back there. That was a crowd running down court. And Hood just nailed a three, but as he came down, what did he do to his foot as he's limping? Did Corey Perkins step on his foot? 42-31. Third foul on Corey Perkins. First team foul for Delaware State here in this second half. And Hood will step up to the line here. Hood hit 4 of 7 from three-point range. This is his first trip to the line tonight. Makes it a 4-point play. .12-point lead, 43-31. And the ball slapped away from Parker, but saved from going away by Stitt. Stitt just drove through the lane and got the dunk. And maybe that will spark this team a little bit. 43-33. They go inside to Steers, and Steers got fouled as he tried to go around traffic. And let's see, we'll see who gets credit for the foul. Cameron Stitt, that's 3 on him, and the team's second foul here in the second half. Sessoms will inbound it from the baseline into Spurlock, going over now to Tark. Back to Spurlock and back to Tark. He'll step around defenders, send it left side to Sessoms. He'll bring it back toward the middle of the court. Now try to dribble around Corey Perkins. Lost the ball going in, and the ball they're saying is kicked by Perkins. As when he lost the ball, Perkins moved his foot. I don't think he was intending to kick the ball, but it ended up against his foot. And they get 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Hornets should have had the ball there. Hood now on the right side, gets it to Sessoms in the middle from way outside. Yeah, he was halfway between the arc and center court when he threw that one up and missed. Now Parker drives into baseline, short jumper for Okoye Parker, missed. The follow-up by Somerville, he went for the dunk and didn't get it. And that was the reaction you heard from the crowd. Right side, Tark from in front of his bench. He gets 3. And Coppin State running away with this one now, 13-point lead. Yeah, and that can be trouble. Stitt had to change his uniform in the first half. Started out wearing number 20, had blood on it. He's now wearing 32. Perkins, they tried to strip the ball away from Corey Perkins. Mike Hood made contact. That'll be his second personal foul. Gets us to 15:44 left in regulation and a 13-point lead for Coppin State. We got the media timeout, and Stan Waterman's going to get his brain trust together over there to see how he can get his team back into action here and cut that deficit. Coppin State leading over Delaware State, putting the U in HBCU. We are HSRN.
Taste the uniqueness of our first-generation German bakery in Delhi. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi in Dover. Authentic, original creations are made fresh from scratch every day. Enjoy one of our great pastries and signature cakes. Don't forget to bring home our house-made breads, Bavarian rye, sourdough, and fresh sandwich rolls. At our deli, choose from 14 different breads. You deserve only the best. The new Bavarian bakery in Delhi in Dover.
Ball back here, Martez Robinson to Corey Perkins, left side to Okoye Parker. Now a jumper from in the corner by Stitt, missing. It'll come down to Winston for Coppin State. Jevin Munoz probably lost for the rest of the game here. He went out late in the first half. Now we see he has an ice pack on his right shoulder, and it's all wrapped up in plastic. Okoye Parker going in for the shot, the layup, and his shot slapped way out of bounds by Coppin State. So Delaware State now for the rest of this game probably without one of their starters. Cameron Stitt now Works in the lane, lost the handle, got it back, got it out to Corey Perkins. 12 seconds on the shot clock. That one bounces off the rim, comes back out to Stitt as he was trying for three. They'll go inside now to Martez Robinson. He'll put it off the glass. It won't go. And finally, it's grabbed for Coppin State by Justin Winston. What was that, 4 tries? Yeah. And a couple of those shots that should have been made. Down in the left corner now, it's Cameron Blue. He wanted to go for 3. Raymond Somerville got out there and put his arms up in the air. Here's Sessoms with a spin and just knocking it off the glass and in. Hard to stop that. 48-33, now a 15-point lead for the Eagles. The personnel that Coppin State kind of makes a mockery of their 2-10 conference record. Here's Parker in the lane as he goes up for the shot. He's fouled. Fadeaway jumper, rolls around the rim, won't go in, but Okoye Parker will get a chance to go to the line and put up some points without the clock running. Tark called for his second foul, team's third foul.
Shooter 2, Okoye Parker.
And with the injury to Muñez, that kind of limits some of Stan Waterman's options as far as matchups on the court. They may be the group. They may be giants. Okoye Parker made that first shot, and he got them both. He has 8 points in the game. It makes it 48-35. Now it's a 13-point difference. Kyrie Staten will come in, and Parker gets a chance to get a breather. Probably going to get a good dose of Parker and Staten going down the line here with Muñez out. They'll inbound it to Sessoms. And Sessoms will send it over to Justin Steers as they cross center court. Steers giving it back to Sessoms on the right side. Bounce pass into Steers and the dunk.
Justin Steers.
50-35, 50-38 as Martez Robinson just dropped a 3 for the Hornets. Yeah, that puts them within 12 now. 13:20 left. Steers had Cameron Blue going to the basket. Had to wait till he got over on the other side, turned around and got the shot to go. 52-38. Back to a 14-point lead. Somerville underneath. This time on the dunk, he makes it go. He missed one earlier. I'll tell you what, that one didn't look sure. He was looked like he had a little trouble getting up there with it, and then to make sure it went in. Didn't get the elevation he wanted. Sessoms will go around Perkins, and it's going to be a charge. Charge called on Coppin State, and it's Justin Steers on the offensive foul. Some folks thinking that Steers been getting away with it for a lot of the game here, and they finally called one. 12-point game. Staten top of the key. Bounce pass. Robinson looking for 3, and the whistle blows. The shot doesn't go, but we have a foul inside. How about maybe Kyle Johnson? Because he was closest to where the official was. Well, we'll find out in a moment here.
Eagle foul number 10, Cameron Blue, his second personal.
And we're both wrong. Cameron Blue for Coppin State gets called. Del State gets 20 seconds back on the shot clock, and they keep the ball. Johnson and Somerville are left unscathed as Cameron Blue gets his second. And that's the 5th team foul on the Eagles. Perkins now looking. Backs up, starts a dribble. Now works to the left side, bounce pass. Staten missing, ball tipped up in the air. Robinson grabbed it, and as he did, he got fouled, and this could be blue with another foul. No, it isn't.
Eagle foul number 35,
Justin Winston. That's his first, but that's team foul number 6. Well, not yet, as Martez Robinson set on the baseline to inbound it. They get 20 seconds back on the shot clock as a result of the foul. Martez looking, bounces it in, and it's Johnson. Tried to put it up. The ball deflected out of bounds by Spurlock. Hornets again will have to inbound it. It bounced into Perkins, and as Perkins bounced it over to Corey Staten, we had another foul. This one is also on Justin Winston. He's using his body inside there, but not to his team's benefit here now with that second foul on him and in the bonus. So it will be Kyrie Staten, I think. No, it's going to be Somerville going to the line. It was 1 of 2 last time. This time he bounces it off the back of the rim on the 1-and-1, and he won't get a second shot. You need those here as we come down to the 12-minute mark. And the clock not running when you're at the line. You can pick up those points. Sessoms goes right side, bounce pass behind his back. Saved from going out of bounds by Blue. He'll send it out to Winston. Winston underneath. It's good.
Justin Winston.
Sessoms showing why he is such a great player with those behind-the-back passes. Shot by Robinson, missed. And finally, it's tipped out where Justin Winston can corral the ball for the Eagles. If you're a defender and you think you've closed the lane on Sessoms and all of a sudden he throws a behind-the-back pass to somebody, went inside there, didn't go for the shot, fed it off to Spurlock, who was open, and it's 2 more. 56-40, largest lead of the game for Coppin State now at 16. Under 11 to go. Perkins pulls up, gets that soft jumper. The tip by Somerville wouldn't go, and then he tipped it out to Perkins. Johnson goes for the layup, and he gets fouled. Kyle Johnson will go to the line for Delaware State. And a little bit of a mix-up with some of the fans. Sam Sessoms got close, and a mix-up with some of the fans. Coaches, security over there to move everybody away. And I think somebody's seen the end of a basketball game tonight. Maybe. Even the Hornets mascot was over there trying to make sure that it didn't escalate. We're in a media timeout here. They're going to let things cool down with 10:47 left in regulation here. 16-point lead for Coppin State, 56-40 over Delaware State. Putting the U in HBCU, we're HSRN. between Sam Sessoms and some Coppin State players who came to his defense, and a fan back in the backcourt. Now we're going to get the word from the officials what's happened. Nothing. Dead ball. All right. Okay. All right, no foul called there. We thought for a moment, the way Coach Stan Waterman was reacting, that maybe the Hornets have been hit with a technical. But the officials are saying no foul called. No foul called. They're going to make an announcement here to the fans to stay out of the game. Let the players play the game. You don't have to be in it. Right. And we can tell you that the person who caused the problem down there, who got into the altercation, and it was almost a physical altercation with Sam Sessom, he has been escorted out of Memorial Hall by security, and we're talking campus police. He didn't want to go. Some of his friends helped to get him out of here, but the campus police also enforced the fact that he was not staying in Memorial Hall. There's one of two ways you can do it. You can walk out with your hands at your sides, or you can walk out with your hands behind you, but you're going. You got to go. Now, the officials had a chance to try to cool things down here, too. What they're hoping is that the announcement will cool down. And it's been a long time since we've seen anything like that here at Memorial Hall. These are good fans. They want to see their team win. We don't often see them try to get involved in the physical portion of the game. Was this an away game or a home team? you really have a problem if it's, yeah. It can be a real problem if it's your home fans that come after you. Well, longtime fans of the Hornets can remember many, many years ago, and I'm talking back in the 1980s, a situation where toward the end of a football game against Howard, a real altercation broke out. It was serious. All kinds of stuff was being thrown through the air, and security just walked away. They didn't want any parts of it because they were not protected in any way. At least players could keep helmets on. And it ended up with a number of players on both teams being suspended. And you just don't want to get to that. There's no reason why fans have to get involved in a game. Let the players decide it. Now, Kyle Johnson at the foul line for Delaware State. Remind you, there was a foul committed on Johnson before all of that happened. He hits the first shot to make it 56-41. And Johnson good on the second. Cuts that lead to 14, 56-42. That's what you want to do. Standing at the line, clock not running, put points on the board. When you're down especially. Shot from way outside. Hood shooting that one, missing. Scoreboard has yet to reflect those 2 points by Johnson. Somebody's going to pick up on that. Here's Kyrie Staten, but a whistle blows as he goes to take the shot. It could be with the clocks. And if so, then they've got to go back and look at replay. But I'm surprised that somebody hasn't let Coach Waterman know that the scoreboard is wrong. It was 56-40 when Johnson went to the line, and he hit two. Now, I'm no Einstein, and I don't need calculus to figure out 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 should be up on the board there, 56 to 42. Nobody's ever going to ask me to bring the potato salad to the Mensa picnic, but I can go 40, 41, and 42 without too much trouble. Yeah, they've got some problems. Clock, scoreboard, well, let's see. It could be because the scoreboard is showing 10 minutes and 47 seconds, but the clocks above the backboards are saying 10 minutes and 21 seconds. So they got to resolve the problem with the scoreboard because players could look at that for time instead of above the backboard, and that can cause confusion. So once again, the scoreboard situation. Once again, we can remind you that we'll be back here on Thursday night as the regular season will come to a close with Delaware State at home against the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Coming into tonight, tied for third in the MEAC, and right now they have a 33-31 lead over Morgan State University. Howard leading South Carolina State 46-40. And here's the surprise. Get ready for this one. North Carolina Central over Norfolk State 50-24. That's a 26-point lead for North Carolina Central. They're tied coming into tonight for third with UMES. Norfolk State tied with Howard for the number 1 spot. So when the night's over, Norfolk State could be 2, Howard could be 1, and North Carolina Central could be tied with Norfolk State for that number 2 spot. Yeah. Everybody thought Norfolk State was going to be backing into this tournament as the number 1. Of course, everybody has to play on Thursday night as well. Delaware State at home, women and men, starting at 5:30 against University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Now, the women's team got their first conference win at UMES back in January. Yeah. Now, all the clocks are set at 10:21 left in regulation here. And the way some of these games have come down to the wire, I've learned to say in regulation, because if I say left in the game, maybe something will make a liar out of me and we'll have 5 extra minutes. Delaware State the men have had 2 overtime games this season. Well, if it comes down to it, maybe going overtime is better than being down by a point or 2 at the end of the regulation time. So they've settled all of the clock issues and questions. 10:17 left to play, 13 seconds on the shot clock for Delaware State. Now, Coach Stan Waterman getting an explanation from one of the officials. And body language tell you anything? The arms crossed across his chest. All right. Yeah. And a nice part is it ended with Coach Waterman smiling as the official moved away. So the inbound pass by Corey Perkins for the Hornets. It's going to go into the paint. Layup missed, but he gets fouled. And Perkins with a chance to put some points on the board now as the clock won't be running.
Eagle foul number 2, Mike Hood, his 3rd personal, team's 9th. Shooting 2, Corey Perkins.
9th team foul on Coppin State. Mike Hood with his 3rd, and Perkins at the line. Got 1. We'll take them one at a time if we have to get them that way. Perkins about to go into double figures here, but came up with an air ball on the second shot, so he'll still be at 9 points on the game. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bet I would have taken. The ball went out of bounds, and a tip pass is taken by Martez Robinson on the steal by Delaware State. Perkins takes it down to, Kyrie Staten from down in the corner for three, his first basket of the game. And the Hornets cut the lead to 10, 56-46. As we come into the second portion of the first half. Long pass down on the right side to Mike Hood. Hood goes inside, reverse layup, missed, came down to Somerville for Delaware State. Perkins down in the corner to Staten, air ball. Kyle Johnson keeps it from going out of bounds, and the Hornets still with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Staten just got a little bit too much on that one. Perkins over to Staten, still down in the corner. He'll slip in on the baseline, gets it to Somerville. He'll come inside, tried to pass it off to Kyle Johnson and right into the hands of Mike Hood for Coppin State. Good opportunity, but a bad pass throws it away. Tark on the right side. Now to Hood out at center court. He'll work to the right side. 9 minutes left. Hood tried to go on the alley-oop inside to Blue. It was mistimed. Blue came down with it, tried to put it back up, missed the shot. Robinson brings it down. Johnson, Staten. Staten for three. Around the rim, Johnson trying to control the rebound. He did. Got it off to Corey Perkins on the left side before he went out of bounds. Almost three there for Staten, but they don't give you credit for almost. Perkins through traffic, layup, sat on the rim, wouldn't fall in. I think Corey was expecting to get fouled, quite honestly. And then the ball tipped out of bounds by Delaware State. Ron Lucas into the game for the Hornets as Muñez not available because of the injury. Justin Steers, trouble in the backcourt, cleared it down to Mike Hood. Left side, Tark got three. (59-46) as we reach the 8-minute mark. Martez Robinson steps inside the arc, sends it over to on the left side. Corey Perkins, and as Perkins makes a move inside, Cameron Blue reaches out, and Blue makes contact, his third, and that's the 10th team foul on Coppin State. That might work to Delaware State's advantage. They only have 2 team fouls. 7:58 left in regulation. 13-point lead for Coppin State when we come back. Putting the U in HBCU, we are HSRN.
I'm Lydell Letzum. I'm a general surgeon. I am the director of wound care for Bay Health for both its Kent and Sussex campuses. I think that the thing to rising up above is, one, changing the stigma of being scientifically and mathematically proficient as a person of color. That is both within our community and external to our community. I am currently 52 years old. I have faced that stigma every step of my career, no matter where I went. The notion that me being an African American, that I was proficient, forget excellent, that I was just proficient in science and math was always taken as an anomaly by both my cultural peers and my non-cultural peers. So I think as a culture and as a community, we have to get past that stigma that African Americans can do more than run and jump.
State leading UMES 59. Howard leading South Carolina State 59-54, and North Carolina Central still in front of Norfolk State 58-42, but the Spartans have cut that deficit. Perkins getting the second shot to go from the line. He's into double figures now with 10 on the game and it's a 12-point lead for Coppin State. Sessoms now gave it to Justin Steers. Steers gave it right back to Sessoms at the top of the key. Sessoms trying to go around State and spin move in the lane, passes it off. Beautifully done to Justin Steers, who gets the shot off the backboard. 61-47, Hornets shooting for three, missing, comes out to Sessoms, he'll take it himself, then pass it off at the last moment to Cameron Blue. Now it's a 16-point lead for the Eagles with 7:05 to go. 63-47, Martez Robinson trying to get clear. Oh, he found Lucas underneath by himself, and Lucas got fouled. Lucas hasn't had a lot of playing time this year. He didn't play against Coppin State back on January 30th. Justin Steer just picked up his fourth personal foul. 17 games. 17 games. This is his 18th game appearance on the season. And when he's in, he's averaging just over 7 minutes a game. But right now, he can fill a hole with Jevin Munoz on the bench. Got a guy on the bench, go to him. You know, he's been involved in all the practices and such. We have a timeout here with 6:58, and the Hornets have pulled within two more. This is a 14-point game right now. And for Ron Lucas, averaging 0.8 points per game, so 2 from the line, more than doubles his average here tonight, right? You know, this Del State team is kind of top-heavy with players from Baltimore. Ron Lucas, Kyrie Staten, Martez Robinson. And two HBCUs over there that are part of the MEAC. Let these three guys get away. Right. And those three guys were recruited by Eric Skeeters here for Delaware State. Yeah, it's either, well, no, Corey Barnes is from Delaware.
Night in and night out basis.
And a player that, if you look on the roster, if you look online, he's there, Kareem Ewell, a senior. Has not played this season, but he's from Wilmington as well. He's not on the roster here, but online he was listed. Come back to action, Coppin State. Sam Sessoms. What else do you want me to say? Menda Tark gets a pass, sends it over on the right side to Mike Hood. Back to Sessoms at the logo at center court. With a dozen seconds left on the shot clock as it counts down. Sessoms now steps up top of the key, gets around Perkins, sends it down in the corner by himself for three. They left him open as they closed on Sessoms, and Hood just dropped another three-pointer.
Yeah, Sessoms is running a clinic. You know, he's threw 3 assists, and all 3 have been good for field goals.
Perkins from the top of the key with a shot missing, and a whistle and a foul will be called here.
Got a double foul going on, I believe.
Okay, this one is going to be on number 5. Jevin Munoz is not out there, so it has to be Greg Spurlock. Head coach Juan Dixon came up questioning it, and the official walked right up to him and walked him back to that mark on the side that the officials aren't supposed to cross. The official at the scorer's table.
Also, legal foul number 4, Nick Tart. His third,
Oh, Linda
team
Tart
second. It's a
is
double
who got
foul.
it. It's a double foul. The only marks up against him is one personal, even though it's a double foul. But Dell State's in the bonus. Shouldn't they be at the line?
Well, if you got a double foul here, they're trying to figure out whether or not it's going to be a jump ball situation, or is it does Delaware State retain possession?
But the foul's on Coppin State. Why wouldn't Delaware State hold on to the ball?
This is a double foul, jump ball possession, Coppin State.
Okay. Double foul, possession goes to Coppin State. Coach, you got to explain that one to me. Now, a double foul on Coppin State can result in Delaware State losing the ball. Sam Sessoms giving it off to Mike Hood. Hood goes back to Sessoms on the right, back on the left to Hood, and back to Sessoms on the right. Inside now to Tart. Back outside, and Sessoms on the right side. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Coppin State.
7-6.
Sessoms going around, and we're going to have an offensive foul called here.
Offensive foul number 3, Sam Sessoms.
Sam Sessoms gets his first personal, but
He
we're way into the double here.
Robinson.
Correction. Warning foul number 3, Martez Robinson.
Now they put it on Martez Robinson,
Who called
as the
technical foul?
PA announcer corrected himself.
I think Coach Waterman just got a technical.
Martez Robinson getting his second personal foul.
Oh, he done got tossed. Coach Waterman had just got tossed out of the game.
And he is done for the night. Waterman,
Yeah, he got tossed.
with 5:47 left to play, Stan Waterman apparently has been ejected as he got hit with a technical foul, and then he continued. And I think what got him on the tech, when they called the foul on Martez Robinson, he was very frustrated. He was over at that scorer's table, that padded top. He was banging his hands on it. And the officials finally noticed it, and
I think he said something. I don't think
it could have been a combination of things.
Yeah, I don't think that did it, you know, because the guy who called the technical foul called it all the way. He was on the far baseline down here, and the official.
Well, if he heard Stan Waterman say something way down there with this crowd, he's got great hearing.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I don't think it had anything to do with him banging on the. But I will say this is that I thought Martez Robinson did commit the foul. It was an offensive foul. I think the gentleman made the call, but he made the call, got the colors mixed up. He got the colors mixed up, and after he went to the table, he made a correction. And when he made the correction, I think that's when Coach Waterman kind of got a bit deterred by the situation.
Yeah, and that's when I saw the hands pounding on that padded top there. Coppin State will use Mike Hood at the line to shoot the technical foul shot. Or will it be shots?
I tell you, this is a really nice crowd in here, man. I would have loved to see them just kind of, just set the house on fire, because we got a pack. This is probably the most people we've had in here all year.
Well, we had one just a couple of weeks ago. It was so crowded in here, they had the wave go all the way around. I've seen times when they couldn't get the wave in a section, let alone the full court. All right, the call that we get, the official explanation, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct calls against Coach Waterman, and that means he's done, as Mike Hood goes and puts 2 more points on the board for Coppin State to make it 68-49, 19-point lead, and now he'll shoot 1 more. 3 for 3 on the technical shots. He's the leading scorer in the game, by the way, if you were wondering,
major game
with
changer.
22 points.
You got 2 shots you got 2 shots on the technical, and then you get 2 shots on the foul.
Missed the second one on the foul.
So he made 3 or 4.
And
had a total of 4
they'll have
shots.
possession of the ball, won't they?
Exactly.
20-point lead now for Coppin State, and just 5 minutes, 47 seconds still to go in regulation here. officials trying to keep this game under control.
Well, I can tell you, time and time again, I've been in that situation where your team just hasn't played as well as you like for them, and you're fighting for them to try to make sure that you kind of give them a little fire and you get you a few mercy calls in the process. But, you know, sometimes you can't get underneath the skin of the officials. Some of them take it a little more personal than others. And you just hope that, you know, that it's not a situation where you've damaged a relationship or you know, a level being able to communicate beyond this game. Because sometimes, you know, we forget there are people too, and they can take it a little harder than you really like for them to.
Well, the inbound comes into Sam Sessoms for Coppin State.
Sam Sessoms has been the orchestrator, man. He's been the doctor.
Sends it out left side to Mike Hood. Now top of the key, Justin Winston. 3 more, Justin Winston. 72-49, Coppin State leading. And they could take sole possession of 7th place in the MEAC with a win here tonight. Martez Robinson inside with a spin move. He draws a foul. This is going to be on Sam Sessoms. And technically, it is his first personal foul. Robinson goes to the line. He's an 82% shooter from the stripe. Tied for 3rd in the conference in free throw percentage. And a miss on the first
foul
shot.
On 35. Technical foul on 35.
This one's really getting wild, huh? Technical foul on Justin Winston.
Technical foul on Coppin State number 35, Justin Winston. That's also a personal foul.
They'll count that as also a personal foul, giving him 3. Now Martez Robinson to shoot 2. 5:17 still to play. Robinson hits the first one off the front of the rim. And as large as the crowd is, it's starting to thin out just a little bit. Not too much, but some people heading out. Robinson getting that second shot to go. Now the Hornets will have the ball after the technical foul. That's 3 technical fouls in the game. 2 on Stan Waterman and 1 on Justin Winston, the player for Coppin State. Martez Robinson will stay at the foul line for the Hornets here. He was the player who was fouled on the play before and shot a foul shot, and then the technical was assessed against Winston. Did you see what he did?
I didn't see what he did, but typically the only thing that could potentially happen, he's probably mouthing off at one of the Delaware State players and maybe even using some foul language, derogatory language.
Now the fans getting on Sam Sessoms, but that's the wrong time to do it. And Robinson standing there trying to shoot at the foul line, starting to suddenly yell at the opposing player. Not a good idea. Robinson getting both on the trip to the line, cuts the lead to 20. 72-52. Hood will bring it down and send it across to Sessoms on the left side. Back over to Hood on the right. Going inside, and Nenda Tark turned around, thought somebody was going to be on the baseline to pass it off. Justin Steers wasn't there, and it went out of bounds. Hornets get it with 5:03 to go. They'll roll it down to keep some of that clock. A couple of seconds kept on the clock there by rolling the ball into the forecourt. Long pass cross court. Robinson bangs it off the rim. It won't fall in for 3, and it comes out. Cameron Blue on the defensive rebound.
Yeah, Coppin is going to milk this clock every chance they get. On every possession, they're going to run time off.
Sessoms on the right side out near center court. Dribbles the ball, sends it over to Tark. Tark takes it inside to Steers, and a whistle. Traveling called on Steers. Turnover to the Hornets, 4:35 left. 20-point difference. Not impossible, but very, very difficult.
Yeah, well, they got to make some shots, and they got to make them in a hurry. Well, they definitely got to make some shots and make them in a hurry.
Now, Coppin State, if they would put a defensive player in the backcourt, now they're going to move the ball up. It went out of bounds, so they don't have to take it in from the backcourt. They were able to move it up closer to center line.
He called a travel, but it was around the free throw line area, so it goes near the hash.
Robinson working inside and drawing another foul. So Martez Robinson going to try to pick up some of the slack here with the clock not running. Sam Sessoms picking up clean through most of the game for about the first 35 minutes of the game. Now he's got his second personal foul. Martez Robinson in the double figures again here tonight. He had 20 against Coppin State over in Baltimore. Right now he's at 12. And I could see him getting to 20 before this one's over. Trying for number 13 right here. And he has the baker's dozen. 72-54 now. It's an 18-point lead. Comes into Sessoms. Corey Perkins will back off, let him come across center court. They don't want to tie him up back there and use up time.
Yeah, they're going to run the time off, though. The time is the most important thing you got going right now.
Steers goes to Sessoms in the foul circle. He'll back out, come around, top of the key to use up clock. 4:05 to go. Sessoms now passes it off inside to Steers. Ball out of bounds. Hornet ball, another turnover with just under 4 minutes to play. And we'll get our final media timeout here. Can the Hornets make up an 18-point difference here with 3:59 to go? Well, you have to stay with us to find out the answer to that question. 72-54, Coppin State in front. Putting the U in HBCU. We are HSRN. We see him at the foul line. Again, and the Hornets don't mind Martez Robinson there shooting.
What better person? He's been making them.
If you have to pick one to go there.
That's right.
In fact, they did on the technical foul. They picked him to go and shoot.
What better person? He's been making them.
Robinson hit that one off the front of the rim. It went back off the backboard and dropped in. And the Hornets, you know, this is where you can start to chip away at it. Robinson with the second shot is good.
Back to 16.
72-56.
Back to 16-point game.
And 3:48 to go. Sessoms coming around traffic, gets past the defenders cleanly, passes it off right side. Tark normally would have shot for three there, but he was told, hold on to the ball. We don't want to give the ball back to the Hornets too quickly here. Ball control offense. Hook pass, now inside underneath. Tark missing, but he gets fouled. At the very least, the benefit for Delaware State there is that it stops the clock and maybe Tark doesn't make shots. That's number 3 on Martez Robinson.
Yeah, I don't think it'll matter at this point in the game.
Nenda Tark goes to the line, and he doesn't miss a lot, does he?
He's found a better rhythm in this game than he did the first time. Made a few threes and a couple of backdoor layups. So he's been far more active offensively.
Got both to go. 73-57, back to a 16-point lead for the Eagles of Coppin State University. Looks like they may be taking a double win home tonight as their women defeated Delaware State. Now a foul. Sam Sessoms picking up his third personal foul, and he is going to his coach to complain about it, which is probably the best idea. Don't talk to the guys in the stripes. Express your frustration to your coach. Kyle Johnson to shoot. Johnson with the first. Kyrie Staten comes back in. Ronald Lucas was in the game for a few moments there. Raymond Somerville is on the bench, and he was just limping as he moved. So he might be done for the night. 73-59 as Johnson got them both. It's a 14-point game. It's 58, rather, unless the scoreboard's wrong. Hood sends it back out to Spurlock as they'll work it down to 3:06. And Martez Robinson leaning in on Sam Sessoms.
I tell you, I really dislike, when the game gets to this portion to where the officials are basically calling everything that they did not call the duration of the game. And you're basically prolonging a game because now you're trying to build a level of credibility that you are doing the right thing.
But because of what happened before, maybe they're just trying to keep this from a situation where that one more bump that doesn't get called becomes a frustration that boils over.
Well, the players haven't had a problem with each other. The players haven't gone at each other. It's just been it has shown spurts of physicality, but the players haven't had a problem with one another.
Sessoms missing the first end of the 1-and-1. Hornets got the rebound. Parker in the game. Short jumper, too much. Off the other side, Corey Perkins couldn't control it. Coppin State came up with it, and as they went down, Kyrie Staten back on defense, slapping the ball out of the hands of Mike Hood, knocking it out of bounds, but keeping Hood from getting the easy layup on the fast break.
That was a great hustle by Staten.
Sessoms with the pass over to the left corner. Now they'll take it back outside to Tark. Tark over to Sessoms, who will dribble to the right side. 2:37
just let
to
him
go.
dribble it off. I mean, you're down like this, you got to trap. You got to really try to make something happen.
Tark takes it inside in the dunk by Justin Steers.
Yeah, they overcalling the game now. The officials are they're doing too much. I don't know what else to say. Because
73-58, and they got Steers on a tech for hanging on to the rim.
And I think it's a decent call. Don't get me wrong, because
the
only time you're really allowed to truly hang on the rim is if there's a possibility that there's no landing place for you. But
now, if they count that as a personal also, that's his fifth, but they haven't said anything about that. Robinson will go to the line for the Hornets to shoot the foul shots. And the scoreboard is messed up. They're putting points on Coppin State side that should be on Delaware State.
And I think the other thing, too, is like, if you're going to give grace in the game, let the coach the game.
Yeah.
Kick the coach out.
Somebody over there should be catching these mistakes on the scoreboard, though. They have it 76-59 for Coppin State, but it should be 75-60 because Robinson just made both shots. 16 points for Martez Robinson tonight. And I'm sorry, I think the scoreboard's off by a point for Delaware State. They're showing it as 76-59. Should not be 76. Coppin State had the dunk, had 73, add 2, 75. I don't know. Kyrie Staten. Well, he just picked up a 3 right there for the Hornets. So it's 76, and they're saying 62 for Delaware State. Oh, my. Eagles ball as the Hornets tried to take it away. Staten with 2 threes now in the game. 76-62 on the scoreboard. And a timeout called by Coppin State.
Yeah, I think Coppin State called a timeout because whenever you're trying to get the ball across half court and you get a kick, the count doesn't restart. The 10-second count doesn't restart.
Right.
So if they don't draw up something to get it across right away, there's going to be a backcourt violation.
We'll be back here Thursday night at Memorial Hall for the regular season finale. University of Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks coming in to play Delaware State. The women's game starts at 5:30. You'll be able to hear it here on HSRN, and then the men's game follows about 30 minutes after the conclusion of the women's game. Morgan State leading over University of Maryland Eastern Shore 53-44. That's a 9-point game. And UMES tied for third. North Carolina Central still leading Norfolk State 66-53. Check that, 66-63. I'm getting scores in my headset here. 66-63. North Carolina Central was down by 26 at one point. They're now within 3 of, I'm sorry, Norfolk State was down by 26. They're now within 3 of North Carolina Central. Now Coppin State calls a timeout coming off the timeout. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, they can, because you got the count going here. The guy put the official put the ball down, and you don't know what the count is. So you can call another timeout.
2:11 left to go. The scoreboard showing 76-62. And we'll have to go with that as the agreement, because that's what nobody else seems to think is wrong. And as I tell some of my students every once in a while in the classroom, I'm not always right. And if you look at my pencils and my eraser here, they're pretty well worn down, and this was new at the start of the season. So it's a 30-second timeout. Coppin State inbounds to Spurlock. Bringing it across, Spurlock passes ahead to Sessoms. Little push there on Ron Lucas to make some room. No call. I mean, a reach out and push. In football, that's offensive pass interference. Here's Sessoms for 3. He got it. Wondered if Sam Sessoms was going to finish the game in single digits. The answer is no. I have him at 10 points, 79-62. Perkins for 3 for Delaware State. He's up to 13 on the game, 79-65. Back to a 14-point difference. Ronald Lucas called for a foul as Coppin State inbounds the ball. Ronald Lucas's first foul of the game. So we're going to go down to the other end, and Luka Tekovic getting his first action here. Didn't play against Delaware State back in January. He's been in 25 games, had 3 starts. His season high was 7 against North Carolina Central back on the 13th of this month. And Lucas' shot misses. Robinson on the rebound, quickly down to Staten. Staten going around defenders, puts it up, it rolls around the rim, won't go in, and it comes down to Hood. Now they'll double up on Sessoms in the backcourt, and just a touch of contact made, and they call it immediately. That kind of contact has been totally ignored all night. Kyrie Staten got called for the little bit of contact in the backcourt, and will come forward Sam Sessoms to go to the line. 1:23 remaining in this game. Coppin State doesn't even have anybody up on the foul lanes.
Yeah,
Hornets have.
That's pretty traditional for them.
Yeah.
They typically don't put anyone on the foul line.
Hornets have 4 up there, and Perkins in the backcourt. Is there anything we need to tell you about Sam Sessoms that we haven't said? Maybe the most dominating player in the MEAC in a number of years.
He's impacted this game in a tremendous way, and it hasn't been by via scoring. He's did a great job of just penetrating the lane and just dumping the ball off to his teammates for really easy baskets.
Got the first, missed the second. Robinson grabs the loose ball, brings it down quickly. Robinson will go into the foul circle, bounce it off to Robinson. Robinson with those dunks. And that may be the best thing right now that's happened for the Hornets is a dunk to get the crowd going. 80-67, 13-point game, 1 minute and 5 left. And as Mike Hood tries to come around Kyrie Staten, whoop, Corey Perkins, that's his fourth. Mike Hood, leading scorer in the game. I have him unofficially at 22 points. He'll have a chance to extend that. Hood had 3 against Delaware State when they met in Baltimore back in January. And now he has 23. Made the first shot. Back to a 14-point lead with 1 minute and 4 to go. A comeback here by Delaware State. Watch for it on SportsCenter.
Got that right.
Hood getting the second one, 82-67. Okoye Parker down the left side for Delaware State. Moving inside, backing outside the arc, sends it back to Corey Perkins. Perkins around traffic. Kyrie Staten for 3. Kyrie Staten with 3. All 3 of his baskets, 3-pointers, 82-70. 42 seconds left. And a steal by Staten. He'll pull up outside the top of the key, hit it off the front of the rim, and it comes down to Tekovic for Coppin State. Long pass down court for him to Mike Hood. 6-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And Coppin State's going to be very willing to work it around and use up every bit of that shot clock, and maybe willing to violate the shot clock as they can take it down even further. Mike Hood now dribbling, and the Hornets back up. Hood for 3, missing. Tekovic tried to get it on the alley-oop, but mistimed it. Perkins now on the layup off the glass is good. Corey Perkins with 15 in the game. 82-72 as the time runs out on this contest, and it's a 10-point win for Coppin State over Delaware State. Well, Coppin State came in here ready to play. Hornets went out to an early lead, but Coppin State fought back real fast and took the lead at the half.
Yeah, this definitely was.
Yeah.
Mission tonight to play better, not knowing what the results are going to be, I'm sure, but they definitely had every intent on playing better basketball. I don't think the Hornets put their best, exhibition, a display of basketball out there tonight. But nonetheless, we know they can play better, and we know they will be better. So,
if I'm not wrong, Coppin State goes to Morgan State Thursday night, while UMES comes here. Coppin State could move up into that number 6 spot. We said earlier in the game, at the beginning, it looked like Delaware State was a solid 6th, but Coppin State with this win pulls within 1 of Delaware State. Coppin State goes to 3-10. The Hornets drop to 4-9 in conference play. Coppin State will go to Morgan State on Thursday night. Morgan State leading UMES right now. UMES is tied with North Carolina Central for that number 3 spot.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, and if Central can hold on and beat Norfolk State, Central can take the number 3 spot. Hey, stay tuned. It'll all be over by midnight Thursday night. We'll know who is in what position by then. The official sponsors of HSRN are Symphony Potato Chips, Fred Drake Automotive, B2 L29 Premium Alkaline Water, America's Mortgage Coach John Millette, the Little Creek Fire Company, and Push College. This is a copyrighted broadcast of HSRN and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of HSRN, Delaware State University, and its affiliates is strictly prohibited. The announcers for the game have been selected by HSRN, but the opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the network. Thanks as always to Delaware State Sports Information Director Dennis Jones and his staff for all of the information and assistance they provide. Our producer back at the studio, Mohammed Bashir, thanks for the updates on all of the scores around the MEAC tonight. Once again, the final scores, Del State's women lose it 34-32. The men lose it 82-72. I'm Gary Lang for Coach John Hill. Thanks for being with us. Good evening, everybody. Putting the U in HBCU, this is HSRN.